It's The Lit Show with Jeremy Fee. New episode each Tuesday. Authors welcome, comments encouraged. Hello everyone, welcome to The Lit Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Fee. As always, I've got something special for you today. It's an author spotlight video, a spooky spotlight. If you are looking for something to read that is Halloween flavored, something that's perfect for the spooky season, I've got a recommendation for you. R. St. Clair, also known from Regina's Haunted Library YouTube channel, is an amazing author. Today is the release of Lurking in the Dark. It's a new anthology R. St. Clair has put together as the editor. Today is launch day, so I thought it was a perfect time to talk about R. St. Clair. She has been just amazing, giving back to the HorrorTube, BookTube, AuthorTube community by putting together these anthologies. She previously put together Local Haunts, which, as far as I know, was the first HorrorTube anthology, bringing together people from BookTube who are interested in horror, who are writers, to put stories together and publish them as an anthology. And then last year, she put together Served Cold, the second HorrorTube anthology in her series. She also had a story in We're Not Home, which was the horror anthology that Cam Wolf put together. Also a collection of people from BookTube, AuthorTube, HorrorTube. So it's really exciting to have all those anthologies, to have people like R. St. Clair and Cam Wolf in our community who are helping to make sure that these things happen. So to help honor R. St. Clair today, I figured I would talk a little bit about what I have read from her. Of course, I've read the stories that she has in the anthologies, and I've even read the advanced reading copy for Lurking in the Dark, which, by the way, if you have not already pre-ordered your copy, since it is now October 15th, you can go onto Amazon and get either the digital copy or you can get the paperback copy. Either one, whichever one that you prefer. I've also read more of her books. She has put together multiple series and standalone books. I think she's got an impressive publishing history so far. From her standalone books, I have read Unmasked, which was a really exciting drama involving a family. Something that I like about her writing is that she incorporates elements from classic cinema. If you have seen movies like Sunset Boulevard, then you will be able to understand a lot of her inspirations. She makes references to classic cinema, classic directors. You can get a sense of the actresses from that time, kind of drama that was engaged in. That really comes to life in Unmasked. I liked it because it was one of those horror stories that is set out on a location. They are isolated a bit, and not only is there drama with the family members, but really horrible, grotesque things start happening as people are disappearing / dying / being murdered, and you're just trying to figure out exactly what's going on. I also read one of her own anthologies, a collection of stories all by Regina St. Clair called Women in Trouble. And it was really an exciting read. Some of the stories, the women are in trouble. Some of them, they are causing the trouble, or they are responding to the trouble, defending themselves or getting vengeance in various ways. So I also highly recommend that collection. And her big release that came out recently is the vampire story Code Red, where right on the cover it says the vampires are running the asylum. HorrorTube just seems to be in love with this book, and I don't blame them, having read it myself. It's a great premise where there is a college-aged person whose family thinks that he has this disorder where he thinks he's a vampire, but the premise is he really is a vampire. So when they put him in the asylum in this small town, the small town really doesn't know how to deal with it. And R. St. Clair does an amazing job writing the dialogue in the small town, capturing the real feel of these characters, and again, there are some pop culture references that are sprinkled throughout, but it's not overpowering. The real focus is on making the characters feel authentic, feel realistic, and see how these small town people respond as more and more vampire hijinks are happening. I highly recommend it. If you are looking for something to read for Halloween and the spooky season, or just in general, if you enjoy vampire stories, small town horror, then I think you're going to love the writing of R. St. Clair, and especially Code Red, which is why I wanted to do this author spotlight today, in addition, of course, to encouraging you to consider picking up Lurking in the Dark, which, if you don't already know, is done for charity. It is a really good cause, as is true with the previous HorrorTube anthology she put together, Local Haunts and Served Cold. That's it for today's book talk, author spotlight, spooky spotlight. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.